And welcome back to Kings of Influence. I am one half of your hosting team, Ray William Johnson.
And I'm the other half of the Unity Square, Epic Lloyd, and we're here on Wednesdays, every Wednesday at noon Pacific time with Kings of Influence podcast. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you haven't liked the SoundCloud page, please do. Nice to see you. If you'd like to get a message from us when we're about to go live, we got your back. We have a thing all set up for that. And this is what it is. You text the word Kings to the number 43506. What's that? 43506. You text that word Kings, and then we'll send you a text right when we're about to go live. Why do we do this? Because we know in this world of digitality, it's very difficult to know when things are happening. So we want to get in touch with you. We are not going to try to sell you socks. We're not going to try to sell you our bath water, like some people do. We're not going to try to buy your house. We're just going to tell you one time when we're about to go live, and that's it. There's my pitch. Welcome to the show.
That's funny. As an influencer, I get approached with a lot of bad business deals. And one time I remember I got approached by someone who's like, I got this amazing deal for you. Okay, lay it on me. Because you know how this is going to go. It's going to be something that greatly benefits them, but that I'm going to have to do all the work for. Like, I got this great deal for you. All right, what is it? So, like, we will custom make socks for you, and then you can sell those to your audience.
Wow, what a deal,
like,
bro.
Your audience can have Ray socks.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was immediately like, get the hell out of here.
Why did you let them in your house?
They weren't. No, get out of here. I wouldn't let anyone like that in my house. I was trapped. I was at a social thing, and you get approached by that kind of stuff, and you're just like, okay, so let me get this straight.
Yeah, break it down.
You want me to put my face or my name on a pair of tube socks?
Yeah,
and then like actively sell them to my audience. Like, hey guys, you want some socks with my face on them? And then you get a cut of that.
Yeah.
A huge cut.
Because it was their idea to put your face on socks.
Right.
And did you, and here's half the kicker we get to. And we'll design them for you. Our pros in the editing shop will design, our graphic artist experts will design these socks for you. You don't have to do any of the work. And then you look at the design and you're like, well, now I know why you're able to hire these people, because this was made with Microsoft Paint.
Oh, yeah. No, and their design teams are horrible, and they don't care about the quality of your product, and they don't know your audience. And this whole like, and we'll do all the work is garbage too. Because then I'm like, oh, so you're going to promote it too? Yeah. So I don't have to do anything. I don't have to mention it. Oh, okay, so you want me to do 100% of the marketing. Well, it sounds like I'm doing most of the work to get these things sold. Because if you think about the way a major motion picture is made and sold, there's more money spent on marketing than there is on the actual production sometimes.
Agreed. It's not free to get your characters on a Burger King cup, or like put your heroes on the side of a building in giant form. Yeah. What do you think is the best? Who do you think is doing it the best on the merch game?
Like, I have no idea. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
No.
I mean, I don't know. Walmart?
No. They are very successful.
Yeah, I bet they sell a lot.
No, I mean, I'm always impressed. Like, we don't really do too much merch with the rap battles. We do some, and most of it's in the form of music, which is like most people don't get to do merch in that form, but we do that. But like, we'll do t-shirts and hoodies and things, very simple. But I'm always impressed with people who are just doing it really well. I'm like, they must have a whole, I'm trying to think of the examples of who I think does it really well.
You know who I think does it really well? Not really my demographic, but JoJo Siwa. The girl who's like, she's like 16, but her entire audience is tweens.
Yeah.
And everything is rainbows, unicorns, glitter. Like, you go in Walmart or Target and the whole thing is taken over.
They have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy that social media stars are in Walmart now. That is bananas. I remember we got approached by Hot Topic to like be in Hot Topic. And I was like, I don't know why it didn't work out. It just didn't end up working out. But I was like, I really wanted that.
Yeah.
I wanted to walk in there and see my shit in Hot Topic. I don't know why.
I had a thing in Hot Topic like 10 years ago.
Equals
a couple
3?
Of things like 10 years ago. Stuff with my name on it and that kind of stuff. And it was cool for a while, but I got tired of keeping up with it. And I got tired of like, if you want to see the epitome of greedy, approach your representation or have a conversation with your representation, your manager or agent, about merchandise.
Oh yeah.
and watch them become that stereotype. Like, yes, yes, we will make so much money, and it gets really old, and suddenly like that starts to take precedent over everything else, because to us, selling a T-shirt, that's like a side thing, if you even do it.
Yeah.
Right? That's like a side thing. That's secondary to me actually connecting with the people that I'm trying to entertain, or making content for them, and that kind of stuff. And it's like, cool, if they want to buy a shirt or whatever, that's also great. But for your reps, that's all they see you as.
And I think merch it does really well profit wise if you get it right.
Sure.
You know, like if you really
and if you have the right demo.
Yeah. People who buy merch.
Right.
I think like the Logan brothers have a lot of people who buy merch, which totally blows the idea out of the water that dudes don't buy merch, because I think dudes do buy merch. The common thought is that girls, tweens, buy the most merch.
I think they do.
I think it is. I think
they do.
So if you have like us, our market is like 18 to 35. Probably the same with this podcast too. Dudes, they don't really buy like, and that's true for me. I don't buy shit.
Yeah, no, my audience doesn't buy shit.
No, but I'm saying like as a dude.
Oh yeah,
that stereotype is completely accurate. Like I just don't buy things. I don't want a shirt with something on it. So I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because I don't connect things to memories. I think some people do more than others. Great, whatever. So we don't really waste too much time with it. But I think Rhett and Link do it really well. I think what they do really well is their merch looks like it. I have a hat of theirs that I wear. I actually wear it because it doesn't. It looks like a NBA sports team hat. It looks like you can't tell really what it is. It's a Good Mythical Morning hat.
Okay.
But it's just the logo is perfect and the colors are perfect. That's exactly what you're saying. You can't do you have to do merch 110% or nothing, because cheap merch is awful. It's like just printed onto, you know what I mean? It just looks shitty. I hate that.
Totally agree. And yeah, it sucks to have a demo. I mean, look, I love my demo, and I'm sure you do too. It sucks that we fall in the demo that just doesn't. Well, I guess it's good too that they don't really want to buy shit with their name and face. Not like other demos. Some do, but not like teen girls.
Yeah.
At all, or like Midwestern moms.
Yeah. Totally.
I got to make that my demo now. Midwestern moms.
Midwestern moms is. I have friends and they have a Facebook page, and the Facebook page I think has like maybe 2 million followers, which is super impressive. But like we live in that world where you're like, okay, great, 2 million, great, good for you, good job.
Yeah.
They have a small like a YouTube presence, but much smaller than that, and that's it. And these girls tour their shit, and it's Midwestern moms, and they crush.
Of course,
they crush, and they're doing really well for themselves, and it's all because it's like, would you rather have 1 million of one type of fan, or like 200,000 of another type of fan,
of a specific niche,
and a fan that like goes out and does and buys stuff, and they're gonna do whatever. If you make a book, they're gonna buy it. If you make a wine glass, they're gonna buy it.
Right.
That's powerful. That's power.
That's good. No, that's and good for them, man. Yeah. But to be honest, I gotta say it's a bit of a blessing. #blessed. Because then I don't have to mess with it. So I'll get a new manager or agent, and immediately, let's do merch. Yeah. We can make so much money. I go, I don't really have the demo that wants to buy merch. So you're like, well, but if they're teenage boys, I don't have a teenage boy demo. Sorry.
Yeah, you can. Sorry. It takes 4 clicks to realize that, guy.
Yeah,
that aggravates the shit. Hey, man, I'm a big, huge fan. Or really, name 4 of the battles that I did. I got called like that one time in a bad way, and I hated the guy for it. But now looking back, I kind of respect it. But I got called out live on stage by a guy like that. I was like, hey, man, I'm a big fan. He goes, yeah, what's 3 of my songs? I was like, I had nothing. And I was in front of an audience. I looked like a complete asshole.
Nice.
But I guess I won't ever say that again.
And you respect the guy for that? That's kind of a shitty thing to do.
It was like 5 years ago, so like time heals all wounds. But I respect. It's either I don't respect him for doing it. I learned my lesson. Like, don't say that if it's not real. Like, don't blow smoke up somebody's ass. If you don't know them that well, just find a positive thing to say about that. Or like, hey, man, thanks so much for having you on. I don't really know you that well. Let's get to know each other. I'm excited to share your music with people. Something like that. But rather be like, hey, man, I'm a big fan. Like, that's just a lie.
Well, I get that quite a bit. when people approach me for pictures and stuff in public, they'll often, like, but I don't know how often. I want to say half the time, but maybe I'm exaggerating. But they will half the time they'll know exactly who I am, and another half the time they'll be like, "Hey, aren't you that guy? Oh man, what have I seen you?" And then they'll follow it up with, "Yeah, I'm a big fan."
Yeah, exactly.
No, you're not.
You're not.
I mean, I'm flattered that
Yeah.
but no, like, no, you're not. Come on, let's be honest. Or they're just doing it because they want you to say it. Hey, haven't I seen you somewhere? I don't know. Have you?
Yeah.
I come in this grocery store quite a bit. Probably there.
Yeah.
No, but like on TV, I don't know, man. I don't think so.
No.
You probably saw me in the buying my arugula over there.
Arugula. You buy arugula? Nice. Good for you, buddy.
Well, gotta get the good salad.
I'm just a kale guy living in an arugula world.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy iceberg lettuce like some kind of fucking hobo.
Don't sleep on lettuce, man. Lettuce is my favorite vegetable. It's my favorite vegetable.
What?
Don't sleep on lettuce. Where would you be without lettuce?
Wait, what? Are you just like
Where would
eating
you be?
lettuce by itself?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes. Lettuce is delicious.
That's like no nutritional value.
It's good for your soul. It's soul food.
Nobody eats lettuce when you eat lettuce, it's got to be combined with something else.
You gotta
Wrong.
put some dressing on there.
Wrong. You just have a lettuce sandwich by itself. You take some lettuce and you just fold it in half like a little blanket. It's delicious.
Lettuce on top of lettuce.
Yeah, man. Come on. It's delicious. And also,
How have you not opened a vegan restaurant with that idea?
let us entertain you.
Right.
Lettuce is not a snack.
No.
I'm
It
sorry.
is. It's totally a snack.
No.
Every bit of snack as a carrot is.
You could eat lettuce every hour for an entire day and you'd still be hungry.
I don't know.
It is
man.
impossible to
There's
fill up
a
on
lot
lettuce.
of animals out there that just eat grass and leaves, and they do just fine.
Yeah, and they shit little cocoa pebbles. Is that what you want? Because that's what's going to happen, Lloyd.
Cocoa pebbles. Those are rabbits.
That's what I said.
I know. Why would a rabbit shit like cocoa pebbles? Why would you make cocoa pebbles in the shape of rabbit turds? That's a good.
It's good marketing.
I don't know.
It's good marketing.
I feel like we're rambling,
Familiarity-
but in a great way. In a great way.
Yes. Familiarity goes a long way in sales.
That's true.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, that looks like rabbit turds.
Yeah.
those
well,
remind
I
me
recognize that.
of my youth.
It's the devil you know. Let's talk about The Matrix. That news just came out today.
Ta-da.
Or was it last night? Regardless, it is confirmed that they are making The Matrix Part 4 with both Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss.
Great.
And one of the Wachowski sisters
Yeah, but what about Morpheus?
is
he
now involved.
Yeah, Lana is directing and writing.
died. Lana?
Yeah, I don't
What about Morpheus? Did he die? He died.
I don't remember. I think they both died at the end of the other one. But
Look, here's
it doesn't
my
matter. It
feeling.
could be a prequel. It could be whatever.
I have such mixed feelings
Why?
because there's no epic fail bigger than The Matrix 2. Like that sequel is quite possibly maybe
Yeah, there is.
the worst sequel.
The Matrix 3.
Yeah, exactly.
was the bigger failure.
Exactly. Like other than maybe The Force Awakens or like one of those Star Wars prequels, The Matrix 2 is the biggest disappointment I've ever seen in cinema. Like that was the most mind-blowing movie maybe of my whole life, aside from maybe American Beauty. And then followed by just trash. So now that they're making a fourth one, based on what sequels have been doing in this decade, like the new Terminators are coming out and the new Predators that they're shitting out every year, like they're all awful. Like I don't know how to feel. I'm just kind of nervous and maybe scared.
I don't know. I want to see where it goes. I mean, it couldn't get any worse. Plus, Keanu is a bigger star now, so that makes it more interesting.
Keanu is not a bigger star now.
He's a way bigger star now.
no way. Now that he's just John Wick,
Yes.
maybe it's John Wick.
John Wick
How does
and
anybody
Bill and
like-
Ted is about to come back out. I'm not saying I love the guy. I'm saying he's a bigger star now, which I guess doesn't really affect the movie, but it will be interesting to see him back as Neo. I mean, look, I'm definitely going to watch it. And
Yeah.
it might be absolute garbage, but I watched the first three and only the first one was good. The second one I tolerated. The third one I wanted to leave.
It was awful. It was so because they completely took the cerebral element out of it.
Yeah.
It was completely just popcorn fluff and bullet shells. You know what I mean? Like it was all action, no mind tricks. Because that game was the film was perfect. Like, I don't know why you mess with a perfect film. Like, if they had not messed with it, that would be considered one of the all-time best films forever. And now it is, but there's always that little asterisk beside it,
Right.
which is like, except for the sequels. You know what I mean? It's like the Hangover. Hangover, perfect movie. And then they made 2 and maybe even 3, and you're like, ugh. Predator, ugh. Like, maybe Predator 2, weird, not cool. I do like Danny Glover. Predator 3,
I don't. You lost me.
you know,
I didn't see it.
I know. Yeah, and they're still making Predators. Now they got Keegan-Michael Key in it, who I love, but why do you have the fucking Key and Peele guy?
He's the new Danny Glover.
Predator.
He's the new Danny Glover.
Well, you need the new Jesse Ventura, if I'm concerned.
Yikes. Well,
Well-
I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it, and I want to see it with... I don't know how they're going to bring Keanu and Carrie-Anne Moss back. I believe they both died. Maybe only one of them died. They haven't said anything about Morpheus yet, necessarily. So
Agent
I don't know
Smith?
if he's going to come back.
No, he won't come back.
I'm excited. I'll go see it.
You will?
Yeah. Also, Keanu is a bigger star. I mean, did you guys see Always Be My Maybe? He plays himself in that movie, and it's really funny.
That was really funny. That was you know, when you're a parody of yourself, that is funny. I think that, like, I don't know why everybody likes the John Wick movies so much. I like them, but they're not that good. I mean, you're like, it's like, maybe I'm just getting older, but there's no storyline. It's just a kung fu movie with guns.
Yeah, I
Which
didn't
is
see him.
cool.
I didn't see him for that reason.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's not a storyline.
Then maybe that's
No, I'm saying I don't care about the movie if there's not going to be a storyline
yeah.
that I care about.
Yeah, it just doesn't pay off. For some reason, it's like sometimes movies that just don't jump out of off the page as much. Like, I'm a sucker for a good action. Like Taken is my shit. But for the acting's awful, the story's so simple, but there's something about that movie that, like, worked. Taken 2, garbage. Taken 3, garbage.
They keep kidnapping his daughter,
Exactly.
and every
Like,
one.
what are you gonna do?
At some point, it's time to look in the mirror and go, maybe it's your fault you keep getting kidnapped.
Exactly. If you didn't leave the house dressed like that, maybe you wouldn't have got kidnapped.
Damn it! I didn't want to take it there, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm victim blaming right now.
How dare you?
Aliens, they did it right. That's a kick. That's maybe the best sequel of all time. Aliens.
That's good. I mean, look, they did a bunch of them right. The first Star Wars, that trilogy was great. Lord of the Rings, that trilogy was great. You know, and then the thing is, when I first saw Matrix and I learned they were making a trilogy, I was like, oh, this is going to be our generation's Star Wars.
Right.
And it turns out it wasn't.
No, our generation's Star Wars is freaking Harry Potter, which is, like, embarrassing.
Maybe. I might argue that our generation's Star Wars is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Again.
Could be. Yeah, that's the most accurate reflection of our generation, is that we don't do anything ourselves.
Right. We just reboot old
We
shit.
just recycle IP.
I feel like Game of Thrones is like a big deal. I know that it's not a movie, but like there's been such epic TV that maybe they've taken the place of movies.
Yeah, could
Yes,
be.
definitely.
You having camera trouble?
I am. It's not focusing. It'll focus on me for a little bit, and then it's just like, I don't want to look at you
Maybe
anymore.
you're a ghost.
Maybe. All right. So if I get blurry, it's because you're drunk.
Oh, I'm all bluey. There we go.
All right. So you are not in favor of the Matrix Part 4, or yes?
I am skeptical. I'm highly skeptical and sad. And I mean, yeah, I'll go see it probably alone. But they haven't been making a lot of action movies that have been impressive to me lately. Like, the last Marvel movie was garbage. Like, the
Disagree.
you know, the best one that came out was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was
fantastic.
phenomenal.
Yes.
You know,
They need to make more of those.
Yeah, for sure. Like they're just making a lot of garbage lately, and they're making a lot of garbage based off of old. Like, they're making another Rambo movie.
Yeah.
They made another Creed movie.
Yeah.
You're like,
Old IP.
it's just they're just squeezing blood from a stone because they know that people. It's just brand identity, and people are like, oh. But like, what's the last action movie that came out that was completely new, different and new?
Other than John Wick?
I mean, that's John Wick 3 now. You can't say that.
Oh,
anymore.
okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of straight up action movies just for the action.
Yeah. I
Anymore.
mean, Fast and Furious is on like 10
also,
movies.
Unlike the Avengers movies,
Avengers?
those just don't stop.
It's too much.
Let me point out that The Matrix can't just be an action movie, although that has to be a big part of it. That's not what made Matrix 1 great. That is what made Matrix 2 and 3 bad.
Yes.
Is because they just went for the over the top action, but it didn't have that sort of underlying pseudo philosophical,
Yeah.
mind bending plot
And the problem
that
with
we all
that
loved.
is they made the first movie just to be one movie. So they marbled that concept and the resolution throughout the hour and a half or 90 minutes. So then it was sort of complete at the end. It's in a sense, like it ends like it could be a sequel, like it goes flying into the air, but like the entire concept of the world is laid out. So
Right.
there's nothing new to discover. So when you're in the second and third movies, you know everything. So they're just now manufacturing stuff to discover. Like they make 1 million, Agent Smiths or something like that. So they're like dazzling you. But there's like no more surprises. And that was the best part of that movie was it was like, what the fuck? He wakes up in that, like he's all bald and stuff. Like there's that giant reveal.
Mhm.
There's nothing to be revealed anymore. And without that, the Matrix is so boring.
Right. I'm also curious about the Wachowskis too, because they were at one point the Wachowski brothers.
Yeah, now they're the like sisters or whatever.
That I don't know. I don't know if it could. I don't know if I know they both transitioned, and I don't know if did they decide on that together or was it one and then the other followed the
It was
lead? How does
one
that
and then
work?
the other. I don't know if, but yeah, I think that we're supposed to refer to them now as the Wachowskis.
All right, whatever they want.
Okay, but they're both
What?
female. Like they're
Yeah,
both.
They're
They both have
trans
female
women.
female names.
Yeah,
And are
Lana
they-
and Lily.
And they're not twins, right? They're not twins.
No.
That's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
When it goes like that with siblings, like tests like when they're identical twins and one's gay and one's not, stuff like that fascinates me. It makes me think that I mean, it makes me think that the nurture aspect of your sexuality is very, very, very potent, if that makes sense. Like, nature, nurture, obviously there's some part of your, it's just gonna be who you are. It's DNA or whatever. It's just who you are. But I think when you have siblings who both react in the same way to the same environment-ish, it means to me like, okay, well, that affects you a lot as well. Like, how do you grow up? What circumstances surrounded the decisions as you were forming and things like that. So, yeah.
Also, just what are the stats on one brother transitioning and then another brother transitioning? Like of two, like the statistics of two brothers being gay. It's usually the youngest brother. It's not impossible. It just doesn't happen as
the
often.
youngest brother.
It's usually statistically it's the youngest brother that is often gay.
Interesting. My
And
older
in fact,
brother's gay.
the more kids your parents have, the more likely the new youngest, like that likelihood continues to go up. So I'm just making up these percentages, but like it starts at like, oh, you 5% chance of being gay, and then your younger brother, it goes up to like 15. You get a brother younger than that, his chances go up to like 40. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Like they keep going up. Now again, those exact numbers I'm making up,
Sure.
but there have been like studies done on that.
Does the sex of the child affect it at all? Do you know?
What I just quoted you was males.
Males.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is interesting because my youngest brother's gay.
Yeah, and my older brother is gay.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I learned that about a decade ago. That science may have been updated since then. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just crazy that both of them transition. Like both of them have this. Either that or they're just super, super close. You know what I mean? And like they're their equal best friends, and they're just like, "Fuck it, if you're gonna do it, I'm all in. I got your back, bro."
Well, it's kind of crazy too because
it's like a sympathy transition.
That's the ultimate like wingman.
I mean, what's crazy about it too is that like, okay, so they are 2 years apart. The older one is the one who transitioned first and came out in like 2008, and then the younger one didn't come out until like 7 or 8 years later.
Right.
So it's like a big kind of gap in time.
What was happening during that gap?
One was just having way more fun, and the other guy was like, "I guess I want to be in there too."
I guess so. Well, it seems like maybe the one who hadn't come out didn't want to step on the other one's like moment.
Right.
Oh, I'll give you 5 or 6 years.
Right. That's the
maybe
ultimate
that's what it is.
Little brother dick move, like stealing the limelight.
Yeah. But it seems like if you know, you would just come out right there. Oh, you're gonna come out? Okay, well, I want to come out too because
right.
I've known my whole life that I've been this way. as opposed to like, well, I'll give it 7 or 8 years and see how this whole being a man thing works out.
He just lets his older brother
I'm also-
block for him, and then
Right.
he comes out in the lane.
I'm also he takes the first bullet. I'm also not trans, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
I'm just speculating.
Are they doing the physical transformation as well, like the
that I don't-
surgeries and this, that, the other?
That I don't know, and I don't know if they've even talked about that.
Right.
But they've changed their names clearly.
I don't know about all the surgeries and stuff, but they both are like living full time as women.
Where are they from? This I don't know what.
I am all up on this Wikipedia article. They were both born in Chicago.
Interesting. Wow. Well,
Is that blowing your mind, Lloyd?
it really is. It's like one of those beautiful like Hollywood details of like when they look back on the history of this city or whatever, they'll be like, and then like this would be a blip as interesting. Like here are these guys that make some of the most macho, like violent movies you could ever ask for, and then they flip it on its head by being like, yeah, and we're transgendered women, so whatever you thought about that,
Right.
you know. What other movies did they make? They made The Matrix. What else?
I think it stops there.
Is it-
They made Sense8 on Netflix.
Sense8
they
on
made
Netflix. They
Speed
wrote-
Racer.
They wrote the
did they do the
script
Speed
for
Racer?
Assassins in 1994. They did a project it was a thriller called Bound in the 90s.
All right. Anything big that we've heard of? So, all right. Just because we got to keep
Speed
the,
Racer.
There you go.
So
Speed Racer.
nothing. So they did The Matrix and then 2 shitty movies called The Matrix 2.
V
and
for
3.
Vendetta.
All right.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah,
that's
I
all
like that movie.
No, it was a good one.
That's all right. Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyway, we'll maybe see you guys all at the movies. We should plug the movie. Matrix 4 is scheduled to come out spring of 2021. Thanks very much for sponsoring this podcast.
Well, at least they're making movies that we desire. Like that. I don't want everything to be remade, but if it's going to be remade, there are some things I prefer, like The Matrix. We'll see if they get it right.
Right.
Like Avatar. I don't need a sequel to fucking Avatar.
See, I would watch Avatar again because there was elements of that were, first of all, I'd see it in VR, which I hope they do.
Heyo.
I just let Ray try my VR and it was
VR Avatar.
VR Avatar. There you go. That would be great. VR Avatar would be dope.
Okay.
Because there was a spectacle there, and it was such a big world that you could, there's like more planets that they could go to. I don't know. I just really liked that movie. But like I won't see the new Terminator movies as they come out.
Nah.
I just don't see them anymore. And the new Predator movies, like I'm like I want to go on the couch and fall asleep to something. That's what I turn on the Predator. That's what I
Yikes.
do. And I love Keegan. I love you all of my heart, Keegan.
Well, let's fall asleep to this Predator movie. All right, I got some stuff for us to talk about.
All right.
All right, guys, Stoner Thoughts. You know how we play it. It's not really a game. We just look at things and riff on them. Your bed is 10 times more comfortable when you're not supposed to be in it.
Oh, that's sort of true.
Okay, moving on.
I have a heart. I can't ever.
Bed is not supposed to be comfortable?
No, it's like guilty pleasure.
It's more comfortable when you're not supposed to be in it.
Like when you're like, oh, I guess
It's like the middle of the day and you lay down, your bed's made or whatever, and you lay down in it and you're like, this is amazing. It's like a hotel bed.
Yeah. Do you make your bed every morning?
Yeah, every morning or every afternoon. I'm that guy. I got a military mind.
Yeah. No, I make mine in the morning too. I just started doing it about a year ago, and I'm addicted to it now. It makes my whole room feel better. When I walk into it, it feels like calm.
Feels
you
like I
know?
did stuff.
Yeah, it just feels like when I go like it just changes my whole outset on the day. There you go. Pro tip, guys.
Pro tip, make your bed.
Make your bed.
Stoner Thoughts.
I cannot fight with people because my mind is constantly coming up with counter arguments to my own arguments. I've never identified with something more in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't argue with people because you're arguing with yourself and you're.
Well, that part is sort of the joke, but the reason why I win so many arguments in life is because
You don't win.
I've
arguments.
already argued with myself using those exact points before I open my mouth.
Oh, so you're saying you come to arguments, you come to the table, you already have watched tape and you know what this argument's going to look like.
Yeah, because
done
I'm my
research.
own worst critic and my own worst enemy.
Right.
The person who discourages me the most and is like, oh, that's stupid. That's me.
Yeah.
doing that to me. And I don't do that to anyone else,
Yeah.
but I do it to me for whatever reason. And then I have to argue with me to convince myself to do the thing. So when I come to the table, yeah, I'm typically prepared because there is no bigger asshole than me.
I don't think you're that big of an asshole.
Well, you haven't dealt with me. You dealt with me, but you haven't dealt with me. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't argue in your head?
I do know I have full-on arguments. I have arguments with myself, but mostly I have arguments with other people. Like full-on out loud talking. Like in the shower or driving or like something like that. Like I actually have to do that or else I'll just explode on someone. If I don't have a screaming match by myself in the car, like it's almost like cathartic because then I like calm down and it's almost like yelling into a pillow.
In the car?
Or like when I'm driving.
I saw Lloyd in traffic one time.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Dude.
He must have been on the phone.
I know.
Must have had Bluetooth.
I've done that a few times, like after leaving a frustrating situation where I've
Sure.
been holding my anger in. I
Sure.
will get into my car and I will just scream.
Just outright scream.
Yeah.
I'll have the whole conversation like, why would you even ask me to come over there when you knew it was always like, I'll just have the whole thing. And then, but I don't normally like argue about, I have that voice in my head that like says, you suck, you don't deserve this. You suck, you don't deserve this. Or like, you're not that good.
Mhm.
That over and over and over and over again. So that's what I'm always trying to shove down. That's why people like, I like the idea of like not coming off confident and then over delivering, you know what I mean? Like a dark horse, but that fucks me a lot because that acting like not confident actually becomes being not confident.
And the
Yeah.
reverse is also true.
Yeah.
Acting confident becomes
Faking it is actually
well,
effective.
especially in today's like post-truth society or whatever. It's like everything is looked at through this lens of well, but who defines what is good and what is worthy? If
Right.
you're like, I'm going to write a book, and then you think I'm not going to write a book, I'm terrible. The argument now is like, well, who defines what's terrible? If people buy it, then
Right.
it's not terrible.
Right.
But I only partially buy into that.
Agreed. Just because you sell books doesn't mean you should be writing books.
That's true. All right.
Stoner thoughts.
As an adult, any free time you have is actually just you procrastinating something.
That's why I don't have kids. Like, I don't like that whole mentality of like, I'm so exhausted, I can't do anything.
Oh, I thought it was because you're impotent.
Yeah, kids just ruin my boner.
You see there. That's
Actually
what
really good.
That's what.
It's actually a really good reaction. No, I could never stand that whole idea of just being completely spent for 15 years, maybe 18, 20 years of just like, my whole life's about somebody else. I just can't do. I'm too selfish for that.
Some
shit.
people love it though.
I know.
That
It gives them purpose.
Not even some people. Probably most people who go through it love it, and that's their thing, and it gives their life meaning and purpose and all that.
Agreed.
That's obviously not for you. Obviously not for me. Might be for Katy.
I mean, I'm not a mom yet, but I think that I do want that for my
Okay.
future. So
Okay.
I could see that. I mean, I think you make sacrifices for people that you love, and it's not for everyone though.
Yeah. I really respect. I have a lot of friends who are at that point of being a parent where, I mean, obviously they love their kids. They do anything for them, but they're also honest about it. They're like, God, my kid's a fucking asshole this year. You know what I mean? Like, he's just being a prick. Like, I don't even, they're going through the thing or like, God, I wish you would just shut up for a while.
That's great.
I'm like, yeah, that I can actually relate to, because I would be feeling that after like 30 minutes. And this is, they're going on a long time now.
Yeah, same. Totally same.
Ah!
Stoner thoughts.
You will never be as young as any photo of yourself.
Oh, that's
Mind
so
blown.
sad. I know. You're never as old as you are. What is it?
You're never as young as a photo of yourself.
Yeah.
Never. Just
Like,
because.
you're the oldest that you're like. This is the oldest you've ever been.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now.
Every second. You're the oldest you've ever been.
Correct.
Christ.
You've also outlived every dog that was born when you were born. Just so you know.
Oh, like 3 times.
Yeah.
4 times.
Just so you know.
Well, fuck dogs.
Stoner thoughts.
Losing weight is more of a mental challenge than a physical challenge. This is like like pseudo intellectual. Yeah, we all know it. It's mental, but sometimes it's interesting to put it in those terms
Yeah.
of like it's harder to muster up the mental attitude, the mental strength to do the workout than it is to do the actual workout.
Yeah, and I would argue it's the diet side too. Like
Oh, God.
it's harder to not eat the food that brings you pleasure than it is to do the actual physical workout.
Especially in today's society.
I know.
Well, and just in our society in general, food's everywhere.
Food's everywhere. And I mean, we're lucky. We live in Los Angeles. I don't eat a lot of like flour and bread and stuff. And anytime I leave and go to like visit my in-laws or visit my brothers or whatever, you go to like Tampa, Florida, or actually Tampa's pretty good, but like Virginia Beach or like Wyoming or something, like good luck finding anything that's not a sandwich,
Right.
anything that's not like doughy, and like it's just how everything is. Like Applebee's is the big place out there, you know? It's like, whoa, like it's hard to eat well in the United States.
Applebee's is the big place.
It's
You
true.
blew my mind with
It's
that
true.
statement.
That's a stone I thought for you. And in many towns in the United States, Applebee's is the fanciest restaurant you're gonna get.
We got an Applebee's.
Dude, when we would tour colleges, they would be like, dudes, put on your good shirt. We're going to Applebee's tonight. And it was like we had we had to be appreciative because it was like that's the world they lived in. But that was like every Midwestern school we would go to. That
Right.
would happen like 5, 6, 7 times every 2 weeks or something. It was like a running joke. It was
Yeah, well, when I toured stand up across the nation, sometimes you'd go to a place, and the thing you always want to ask, like the bartender, or wherever, when you go into the club, is like, "Hey, is there a place around here that everyone eats?
yeah.
Like that this place is known for?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, you got to try this food or whatever." And sometimes you'd get an answer like Applebee's. Like, you are not known for fucking Applebee's.
That's the town.
Get out of here.
That's the town.
Like, is there a little sandwich shop?
Yeah.
Red Lobster. Wow, really? You guys got a Red Lobster? How'd you muster up that? Come on.
Funny.
Anyway,
Anywho's.
do you hear about this story where I want to say we either talked about it in person or we talked about it on the podcast a couple months back, but Instagram was talking about removing the visibility of likes.
I don't know. I remember talking about it, but yes, I've heard of this. And are they doing it?
They are doing it.
Whoa.
So they're rolling it out in certain countries. So like you on your back end of your account, you can see your likes, and there's still a like button, like the heart is still there, so people can like your thing. But your audience and your friends, they can't see the amount of likes any of your photos have. And so they rolled it out in Canada, and they rolled it out in Australia and a couple of other places, and they're testing it out. And why it made the news this week is because there was an influencer who got on camera and was crying, like a grown woman was crying because they removed her likes.
I mean, I love that they're doing this, and I think it's going to hurt the app because people are awful.
You might be right.
I think that people will want to find something else where they can keep score because that's the addicting part.
Yeah, people want to keep score, and also like people who are influencers who actually make their money off of this. How are they going to be able to show companies how popular they are?
Yeah, they got
You
insights
can
on the back end.
Yeah, you can see it on the back end. You can see your account on the back end. You can see all your likes and all that.
Right.
It's that facing forward.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
Now, and you can, there's still follower count and all this other, these other metrics. There will always be metrics.
I think though I bet you they find that it hurts. I mean, yeah, like imagine YouTube. Imagine a YouTube video with no likes on it, with no view count on it.
Okay.
How would you be able to, like, I know if I look at a video and it's got 250 views, I'm gonna be like, I'm making judgments about it. You know what I mean? Like it's probably not that good. If somebody shares a video with me and it's got 250 million views on it, my odds of watching it are much, much, much higher.
Well, it depends. I mean, I guess I don't really think about it that way. It depends on what I'm sort of searching for, I guess. If I'm searching for a very specific thing,
Sure.
I will gladly watch something with 100 views because it's very specific.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The stuff that does well, in particularly on YouTube, generally gets caught up in their algorithm for search. A lot of people are searching for it. So if a lot of people aren't searching for that thing, then it may not come up. Which is why I say sometimes you're looking for something very specific.
Yeah.
I need to change this oil pan on this very specific car, and I need
Yeah.
instructions on how to do it. And only 400 people have watched that video or whatever.
Well, yeah, that's specific. But I guess I'm talking about more entertainment stuff. But like, And I guess it's different for Instagram because I'm not interacting with the Instagram photo. Like I'm gonna look at it anyway. I was like, as I'm scrolling through, I'm looking at everything anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Oh.
I look at my likes to see what photos are resonating. And I guess you could still see that.
Also,
But I do think it's gonna affect things.
let me push back on especially on the YouTube or really on the any platform part of it. There's stuff with millions and millions of views that's absolute garbage.
Sure. Agreed.
Absolute garbage.
Agreed. But there's sometimes garbage is like hilarious. Sometimes it's so bad that that's why it's popular. You know, like the I Like Turtles kid or like, you know, stuff like that. But I'm saying like if someone sends me a short film
Okay.
and it's got like 175 views, I'm going to be very different going into that experience. I'm making judgments, good or bad, about the quality of that it's going to be because it hasn't resonated with the rest of the world somehow or hasn't gotten out there.
What if someone sends you a Kings of Influence podcast?
Yeah. I'm going to be like, watch this goddamn show. It's the best thing on the internet. No, I think like, you know, that's why viral videos go viral because people want to see it. People want to see what all the hubbub's about.
That's part of it. It's a spectacle.
No. Instagram like count.
I think the whole reasoning behind them removing the likes was because of like teen suicides and bullying, right? Which I don't know if removing Instagram likes is going to do anything.
You know,
about that.
it's like I think it's more of a healthy. So yes and no. I don't. I think they were a little more general about it, a little more broad than that. Like, we're in favor of a healthy society kind of thing.
I love that. The fact that I think it's gonna do bad for the app, and the fact that they probably might think the same thing, and they're still doing it. That gives me that makes me aroused, like in my spirit. That gives me a soul boner.
I think they should take it one step further, and like even you can't see your own likes.
That would be crazy.
Right?
That would be like going back in time. That would be like, how would I even know who likes my shit? Man.
And how does a white girl know if her ass is big enough
dude.
for Instagram?
Dude, I have a friend, and she has an Instagram account, and it's maybe 4 years old. And
her name's Josie.
No. And like, I want to say 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago, she went from just posting normal to being like super body positive, super like sexy positive, like God bless. But like you go back and you just look at that channel and it goes, it just like it becomes a different thing.
Yeah, of course.
Right there. Dudes like butts, man. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do?
I've noticed it too.
Yeah. When I post a picture of my butt, I get a lot of likes, baby. No, but if I post something that's like shocking or like scandalous, quote unquote, like it definitely gets a reaction. You know, it gets like, ooh, you know, rather than just like a selfie of me and my dog.
That's why people fight online with each other, because that is the Instagram white girl ass post of hey, I'm not a white girl with a big ass. Or I'm not on Instagram. It's like, well, if I talk shit,
that's
people are going to respond to this and they're going to make it go viral and all that. That's the society we live in, which brings me to my next topic.
Okay.
Have you heard of this chicken sandwich wars thing?
No, but I'm loving it.
Oh, God. Ha! McDonald's, no pun intended. I get it. I get that reference. So, I guess Popeyes chicken, which I typically like, and I'm not a fast food person, but I'm into Popeyes sometimes.
I like fried chicken.
So they came out with a chicken sandwich.
I mean, they've had chicken sandwiches for a long time, but
I don't know if it's a new type of chicken sandwich or or you're mistaken and it's their first chicken sandwich. I don't know.
Okay.
I would just surprise me if they never had one. But it's on a brioche bun. Apparently, it's incredible. Huh. Before I even heard about this, I saw people posting about it. Like, you got to try Popeyes.
Okay.
You got to try this Popeyes chicken sandwich. It's everything. All right, whatever. Probably not going to.
Hard pass.
Well, then I guess like Chick-fil-A was talking shit on Twitter, like with some post, and then Popeyes replied with some shit, and then all the restaurants jumped in.
Wendy's probably was like, hold my hold my earrings.
So they're all trying to do the Wendy's thing
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
trash talking,
Yeah.
which I guess is interesting and it's marketing and everyone's talking about it now. I'm just fascinated by the whole thing that like corporate fast food has gone, we'll call it the way of Trump. And I don't mean they've gone political, but they've gone in that like, hey, I'm going to trash talk. Look at me. That kind of thing.
They're playing the game as it's meant to be played. They're not trying to like do the corporate shiny thing. They're
Yes.
actually just like, yeah, we're just going to do this how people want us to do it. And it's working. Like the Wendy's things work. Like
That's
those
true.
Wendy's posts are funny,
Yeah, they are.
you know? And
Sometimes I'm sad
yeah,
when I look at them. I'm like, oh, is this where we're at?
I know.
Where Wendy's can't keep her mouth shut?
I mean, it's just like if you're gonna do Twitter, why would you just do like you ever been to like one of those TV sales places or like you go to like some shop, like a sign store,
Okay.
and they're like, follow us on Facebook. You're like, why would I follow you on Facebook? What could I possibly want to? Why would I do that? And it's the same thing with like most like unless you're gonna do something funny or cool or interesting, why would I want to follow Johnson and Johnson on Twitter? Like to find out when you're selling soap for less money or something? Like is it coupons or some shit? Like so I mean I guess power to them. They're doing it, they're making it its own thing. Notice they don't have a Facebook page, probably or an Instagram page.
Well, I will say this. It really feeds into this whole idea that Twitter really is a cesspool and you really can't do anything noteworthy on there but talk trash.
Yeah, I never go on Twitter. I have a Twitter account. I post to like advertise for other things, but I just don't. I know friends who that's where they get their news. They just follow along there. They love all that stuff, and I guess that's how. I just don't. It's too many words. Like that's why I don't like Reddit. It's too many words. I can't. I need pictures, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't read that much.
I'm not worried about that. It's too negative for me, for my taste. It really is like, wow, everyone is just fighting. You're walking into a bar fight, and it's such a spectacle, and all you can do is sit there and watch and go, oh God,
yeah.
You people.
I know it's basically like WWE out there.
But is the chicken sandwich war? The rest, is that where it stops with fast food restaurants? It almost makes more sense that it's fast food restaurants, but is like St. Jude's Hospital going to start calling out St. Anthony's for their low, birth rate?
Yeah, right. You guys call that a C-section? More like D- section?
Oh!
Yeah, dude. I mean, I wonder also too if they like called each other up on the back end and were like, "Hey, look, we're gonna do this thing. You guys want to be down?" Or if like Popeyes was like, "Fuck it, we got nothing to lose." At Wendy's, and then like Wendy's saw it, and then they got together in the boardroom, like, look what happened. Should we respond? And they like make a decision. They're like, send in Scott. He's dope.
Can I read a particularly funny thread?
Yeah,
here?
sure.
So Wendy's tries like they're chiming in after Chick-fil-A and Popeyes are clearly like the two people duking it out of the chicken sandwich. They go, y'all out here fighting about which of these fools has the second best chicken sandwich.
Oh, sick burn.
Right. To which Popeyes responds, sounds like someone just ate one of our biscuits because y'all looking thirsty.
Oh.
I can tell you.
wait,
are we still explaining tweets? Okay.
Just one last one.
Okay.
Wendy says, LOL, guess that means the food's as dry as the jokes.
Hey, burn.
So, okay. I can tell
funny,
you.
though. It's funny.
I can tell you exactly how it is on the back end. What you want to believe is that there's some comedian or intern sitting there writing them and hitting send. The way it actually is that all of that stuff is approved by a team of people in suits. So I'm impressed that half of it gets out.
Yeah.
But like this idea that it's some lone wolf is just not true. Like they have to pass the sort of Disney test.
I don't think he has a suit though. I think
he doesn't. The writer doesn't, or the one or two writers, but then they have to get it approved by corporate.
Yeah.
You don't have a company that big where things like tweets just go out willy-nilly. Get out of here.
And all those companies are owned by the same company.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's like guys who own Wendy's own half of Popeyes and all like this. Like the same.
Yum Foods owns a ton of it.
It's ridiculous. So they're, you know what I mean? I think that whatever, power to them. What I don't like is that they speak in like a pseudo ghetto. You know, like, come on, guys.
You're Burger King.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on here?
Why you being a bitch?
Exactly.
Jeez.
It's funny though, man. I think it's really. We thought that Wendy's would tweet at us when we did Burger King versus McDonald's, and we thought maybe Wendy's would tweet at us, but we made a joke about how they like abuse their migrant workers. That they had like there's a big tomatoes thing going on at Wendy's. Like they get their tomatoes by essentially hiring and taking advantage of migrant workers, and then they treat them like shit. So we made a joke about that, and I don't think they could support that. Whatever.
Fucking Wendy's. All right. Well,
Fucking
we'll see how far this goes,
Right.
and which other industries pick this
I've
up.
never been to Chick-fil-A, and they just opened one on the corner.
Chick-fil-A is good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't go. They don't like the gays.
I know. That's the other thing.
I don't like it.
That's the
I
other
don't need
thing.
that chicken sandwich.
That's the other thing. But it's good.
But isn't it a chain though? Isn't it like isn't it a franchise? So wouldn't that be like location to location? Oh no, wait. It was like first of all, they're not open on Sundays. That's like a thing. What fast food restaurant not open on Sundays? And then the owner, did he like openly say that he wasn't going to serve gay people? What was that?
No,
They donated money
they
to
don't- yeah.
anti-LGBTQ
right.
organizations.
And I'm pretty sure they stood by it, at least at the time, and so it just became the symbol of.
See, if I was Wendy's, I would go right there.
Yeah.
I'd go right.
I would
I'd go
too.
right for I would end that in a freaking
Yeah.
cocaine heartbeat.
I would
That'd
too.
be done. I can't. I'm trying to think.
But they
I had
can't.
a joke.
They can't
Why?
because there's a team of corporate suits around them going, yeah, don't make us look pro LGBTQ because that's going to alienate half our redneck audience.
Yeah, I know.
It's.
But I think
I'm picking on them, but it's like it's too risky to go into that political realm,
Sure.
pseudo political realm.
I just would be like, take my freaking name out of your mouth, or I'll step on your neck and end your chicken life.
I will fuck you up. I will come to that drive-through and
Right?
reach in.
I will stab you to death with this paper straw, and that's going to take.
I will show up on a
time.
Sunday.
Yeah. Who doesn't have a fast food restaurant open on a Sunday?
It's the Lord's Day.
Is it?
I-
They play football on Sundays.
I mean, even In-N-Out has Bible verses on the bottom of their cups, and they're open on Sundays.
What?
In-N-Out has Bible verses on the bottom of their cups.
Check it out. You guys didn't know?
Well, I
It's a
don't.
Christian
I don't
company.
eat. I don't eat a lot of.
They
fast
put
food.
Bible verses on the bottom of all their stuff.
Get out of here.
Why?
Prove it. That's
I didn't eat In-N-Out today. I
you
don't
have a computer.
Okay,
by
hold
you.
on. I'll Google and I'll
All
show
right.
you guys.
This might get bad.
Thou shalt slang those burgers.
Thou shalt not dip ketchup and fries.
Right. Thou shalt not double dip.
Thou shalt not. Thou shalt not. Can we make a bigger ketchup packet? By the way.
We do. It's called a bottle.
Get
On
outta
the bottom of the
town.
In-N-Out cup, on the inside, it says John 3:16.
Does it actually say the?
I wish it said John
It
Wick.
just says it doesn't print out the whole verse.
Is it just that one, or is
And
it?
then on the bottom of the fries, Proverbs 24:16.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that from this year?
I am never coming back to
No,
this establishment.
I do not mind that at all. I'm just like blown away a little bit. It's just bold. Good for them. Look, Christianity is shitty, but it's done a lot of good. Overall, you have to admit, there's a lot of good been done.
I don't know if I want it mixed in my fast food, but that's not the worst thing they're putting in their
Exactly.
meat.
Exactly.
All right, let's get off here. So we are not going to be live next week, guys. We will put out an episode.
Yep.
But we're gonna pre-record it, which means we gotta record it like now. So we're gonna jump off here, and then we'll talk to you in the chat for a minute.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. We're Kings of Influence. We're here every Wednesday at noon.
Woo.
Please subscribe. Follow us on SoundCloud. Is that where we go? Like, what's our podcast page?
On SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kings of Influence.
of Influence. Share the pod and
Spotify. It's on Spotify. It's
yeah.
on iTunes.
Yeah. Good. All that stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Woo. They can hear you.
Oh, hey. It's hot back here, guys.
Super hot.
Hey, we're going to turn the AC on for a second. It's going to get loud, but it's really hot.
Woo!
That was a good one. Always fun.
Yeah, that was fun topics.
So, guys, yeah, next week, Josie is doing a triathlon up in Lake Tahoe, so I'm going to go up there and support her and be up there. So that's why I can't be here for the podcast. But we're going to do another episode right now, and we thought it might be fun to ask you guys if there's anything that has been going on that would still be, I guess, relevant in a week that you want us to talk
Right.
about, maybe discuss.
Anything in the news?
Anything in the news. We have a couple topics that we'll talk about.
Yeah, let me look those up.
And then, but if there's something that you thought would be interesting, fire away. Oh, and thanks, Bear Brad. Yeah, I liked being Steve Irwin. It was really fun. Yeah. It is. Go ahead.
Everyone's being shy in the chat. What's
I
going
know.
on?
I gotta get you a mic that you don't have to turn on.
Yeah,
It's
it's distracting.
but it would be the same problem though. Is that actually? I bet you could keep that on, and it's not gonna. That's not gonna pick us up from
Should
way
be
over
fine.
there. You could probably just leave it on.
Probably just keep it on.
Okay, I was just,
No, it's not your fault.
well, I'm gonna turn it off right now because I'm right next to the air conditioner.
Yeah,
but
that's how I would say that.
The Amazon fire. The Amazon fire. Oh yes, I just read something about that.
Amazon Fire Stick.
No, there's a fire in. The
Oh right,
Amazon
fire
forest.
in the Amazons.
The new Spider-Man. What about Spider-Man?
Well,
What's
we
going
can
on?
we can talk about it in the next.
Oh, we can talk about it.
yeah,
Okay.
we can talk about it in the next one.
Hong Kong.
We just can't talk about
the
it here.
Protests in Hong
I can
Kong.
tell you
I don't
about
know
it.
much about it.
Hong Kong. Wow.
Yeah, I like how we have some pretty smart people listening to us. I'm impressed.
Definitely.
Do you guys know about many people responding and retweeting about the Amazon fire? Yeah, that seems to be something.
I've heard about it.
What's BBN stand for?
I mean, that's someone's username. Could
Yeah.
be his initials.
But it looks like a logo beside it. See?
Ah.
It's kind of put together well. Yep.
Second
Should
Hong
we do
Kong
sexes like in the next episode? Because you don't have unless you put together stoner
I
thoughts.
put
already.
together stoner
okay,
thoughts.
cool.
Yeah, I put together a couple.
The Hong Kong and China thing. All right.
Yeah, that means we'd have to look into it during the little break if we have time.
Yeah. Well, we could take our time.
That's a big one though. Trump anti-gun. I feel like we talked about anti-gun stuff.
Did Trump make some anti-gun?
No,
Comments?
we talked about gun stuff during the shootings. I feel like we just addressed that.
Yeah. Talk about my first day of school. Oh, that's funny. Are you a senior in high school, Red Arrow? Man, they start school early around here. What is this?
Yeah.
April 15th, they're starting school and stuff?
You mean August?
August, our bad. Like, we wouldn't start until September.
Right.
Why do they start school in August? Is that so they can do you get out earlier? Or are they just keeping kids trapped longer these days? I hated school. I liked my friends, but I hated school.
Yeah. School's awful. I didn't realize how awful high school was until I became an adult, and I look back on it and go, "Oh God,
Right.
that was horrible."
That was my last 9 to 5 job. Like, high school is the closest thing I've ever had to a 9 to 5 job.
Wow.
Waking up at the same time every day, 5 days a week. Ever since then, I was like, nope, not for me.
Red Arrow is in high school.
Yes, sir.
Senior
go
year.
to the moon / Mars.
Second half of your senior year is fun though.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
as fun as for high school.
I had a great time in high school. Like, I enjoyed myself. I had a great time. I just didn't like homework. Like, and I didn't having to do homework. I just did so much that homework was like, I was doing it at like 11:30 at night sometimes and just like so tired. Chicago public schools is clutch. Are you in Chicago? Nice.
Holly says that she really loves when we used to have people call in and gave advice.
We did too. Then y'all stopped calling.
Yeah, I think we mostly used up all of the
Yeah.
all of the listeners. Like they all called in with their problems, so we have to like wait a cycle and let those calls build up again.
Yeah. Yeah, we liked them too. You guys, we can do
We
the
also
calls,
got plenty of complaints about it.
Yeah.
I like it when
Oh,
you talk
really?
about the news story. Yeah.
Not really something on the news, but how about you guys talk about highly sensitive men?
Scanning
It's-
momentum. There are a lot of articles about highly sensitive. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, like too
Well, it's
too touchy, like you're always walking on eggshells.
Well, it's conflating two different things. He says highly sensitive men, and then he says articles about highly sensitive people. Which
I think maybe they just probably cover men in it. Hi, Kale. Good to have you at Niagara Falls. Oh, hell yeah. Niagara Falls is a shit. What's up from Phoenix? What's up, Shayna? Highly sensitive people. There's definitely like some pretty like fragile people out there right now.
well,
Especially
yeah.
in LA, like oversensitive about everything.
All right.
Phoenix. It feels like Phoenix in here. Ayo.
Hey, it is hot. Let's get off here, take a break, and then come back and film and record our other one, which we will release next week.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
guys,
Well,
we
thanks
love
for
you.
this week. Thanks, guys.